up, all my fight fans? So we've been hearing some little news here and there regarding Jon Jones, and it seems like Jon Jones did an interview. I can't remember with whom or where. That he is thinking about retiring after his Stipe fight because he has nothing left. Uh, I disagree. I disagree. I think there's a lot more left for him to do. You know, right now Jon Jones is considered in many eyes to be the greatest of all time, the GOAT, 100%. And you know, yeah, you could definitely argue that he has a very good argument that he could be considered the greatest of all time for sure. I mean, Jon Jones fought the who's who. He's literally fought literally probably almost every Hall of Famer in the UFC Hall of Fame. So good God, you know, you got to give this guy some credit. And what he was able to do to Cyril Gane was very impressive. He pretty much just dominated Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane has never fought anything like that, 100%. So yes, you give him that kind of credit. But as far as retiring, if or he, you know, if or when he fights Stipe, and if or when he beats Stipe, because that's still a lot. Stipe is no punk. Stipe is still a tough challenge, even though Stipe has been gone for quite some time. But with Jon Jones retired, that's just me personally. I don't feel like that's a great move. You know, there's still a lot for him to do. You know, in the heavyweight division now. You know, yeah, maybe there's not a whole lot of stars, because that's his argument there. That there's not a whole lot of stars for him to face. There's not a whole lot of like money that he can actually draw. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. What he can actually do is create another record, I guess you could say, because you got to remember, I think he holds the record for the most title defenses in light heavyweight. Nobody, I think it's like what, 10? I think he was almost on his way to breaking it before, or it. I believe he got tested positive for steroids at that time against DC. So there was a possibility he could have broke that record, but I still think he, even though it didn't go even further of like the most title defenses UFC history, but I do believe he still has the most title defenses in light heavyweight history. So that's, you know, that's still a record. He could actually be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time by beating multiple heavyweights. And one of those heavyweights, it just happens to be Sergey Pavlovich. You know, you still got Stipe Miocic, and you still got possibly Curtis Blades. But, you know, some of these guys, I can understand why he would not want to face them, because, yeah, there's not a whole lot of interest if you're facing the guys who already beat those guys. You know, of course, you still got Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is looking to recover, he's been gone for quite some time because he had an injury. I believe he fought last July. He hurt I think he tore both his knees, MCL, ACL, something to that nature. But he's looking to come back soon and maybe make a name for himself in this heavyweight division as well, like he was doing prior to that injury. But still, yeah, there really isn't a whole lot of names. I could very much understand why Jon Jones would want to retire, but at the same time, he could still make another history and be the greatest heavyweight of all time. You know, Stipe already holds that title. He already has 3 title defenses in the heavyweight championship. That's been, I don't think no one's ever broke that record. So Jon Jones could actually be that record. Right now, he's already won the championship. All he needs is 3 title defenses. And he's already mentioned that he'd be more than willing to come back if he does retire and face Francis Ngannou if and when Francis Ngannou comes back to the UFC. So yeah, that's actually really cool. That's really cool. But at the end of the day, still, I feel like Jon Jones could do a lot. Jon Jones could face Sergey. Jon Jones can actually face Tom Aspinall. And maybe Jon Jones can face another up-and-comer in the heavyweight division. I'm sure we always got somebody coming around there and making a name for themselves. You know, you never know. Curtis Blades can actually, you know, get back on the horse and actually make a name for himself again by that time. Or we could get Francis Ngannou at that time, and that will be 3. He just needs one more to do it. Maybe he does a rematch with one of these guys because the fight's close or it's controversial, and he's able to do a rematch with these guys. So you never know. You never know. He can actually have 4 UFC heavyweight title defenses, and that makes him the greatest of all time in heavyweight. So why not? Why not go for it? You're still going to make the money. You're still going to get paid. Maybe not as much money as you want, but at the end of the day, hey, why not? Shoot for greatness. That's my personal opinion, guys. But let me know what you guys think about that. Should Jon Jones retire after the Stipe match, or should Jon Jones continue fighting at heavyweight? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.